Welcome to Dixon Kart Racing episode that we are thinking about doing. I don't know if this will be a weekly thing or exactly what we're going to do. I hadn't really decided. I just you kind of goofing around and thought I may do a little kart racing talk show just to chat about things that's going on at Dixon Kart Racing, things that's going on in our community with racing, and just have a little fun with kart racing and kind of get the sport out there. Maybe people that don't know about it and people that don't understand about what kart racing is about. And I just enjoy talking, so thought why not give it a try, and so that's what we're going to do, and just have a good time and talk a little bit about kart racing. Dixon Kart Racing, not necessarily new into the sport or anything. Actually, the Dixons and several local people in the community of Rabun County, the Clayton, Georgia area, many years ago, I guess it was in the 70s, actually had a kart track out on 76, and any time that I'm out in the community talking about kart racing and different things, that old track is brought up, and unfortunately it was before my time, but man, there was a lot of good memories made there at that track. Heard a lot of names, talked about Curtis Blackwell, Beatty Welch. I'm sure there's many more. My Uncle Lee Dixon, my dad Teddy Dixon. They just throwed some old go-karts together and went out there and had a good time, and that's what kart racing is supposed to be about, is having a good time, coming together, enjoying a good fun time in the sport. But since the late 70s to 2020, man, things have evolved a lot, and it's a lot different. And we have to learn every week how to do good, how to run up front, and be competitive in the sport. So kart racing and Dixon, that's been in going for a long time. My dad and my uncle, they traveled around and they raced back in the 80s in a WKA circuit, some running limiteds and different things, and Gumlog, Georgia, and some of the tracks back years ago. And the funny thing of that story was they had a stacker trailer and pulled their go-karts to the track with a Volkswagen, and man, that was back in the good times. And Dad raced up until 1989 and got out of it for a little while, and I guess it's just in our blood, and it's bred into you, and it's just something that you can't get away from. And I guess it was in early 2000s, 99, 2000, some maybe 98, somewhere in there. I showed up at home with a go-kart in the back of my truck, and told Dad I was going to go-kart racing, and he just kind of shook his head and said, "Oh no." And it went from there, and we raced several years. I ended up going into racing four-wheelers a little bit, tried car racing some, and different things. Life took a turn, and had to get down and grind and get life started after school, and started a career and things. So things changed, but man, kart racing has changed a lot since then. Since when I raced in the early 2000s, it's changed a lot. I mean, that's hard to believe, but that's been 20 years ago. And but recently, probably 5 years or so ago, I got the urge. Things calmed down a little bit, I guess you could say. Not really. 2 kids and a wife and a full-time job. It hadn't slowed down a lot, but sparked the interest back to get in, and man, if like anything else I've ever done or got into, I dove in head first, and that's just the way I've always been. So Dixon and karting, that's been around a long time, and I kind of come up Dixon Kart Racing, and it's just it's fun. It's a lot of fun. You can make a lot of good family memories and spend time together. I met a lot of good people, a lot of good friends I've learned and met over the years, and most of the time everybody around the kart track's there to help and to get along and help, and sometimes we have heated moments. Sometimes our emotions get to raging, and we lose control of ourselves and get mad, but when we come back the next week, we can talk and get through it. But man, I love the sport. It's a great sport. It's good for kids. I don't really want to get on a big soapbox here, but racing takes money, and there's no doubt about that. Everybody knows that. But anything we do, any hobby or anything that we're involved in costs money, of course. And a lot of people talk about, well, the cost of racing, the cost of racing. You hear that a lot, and it's true. I'll be the first to stand and tell you that kart racing, any kind of racing, don't come cheap. But I look back at my life and things that might have changed or things that might have went a different way. If I hadn't have got into racing, there's not many people that can say what I can say, and I'm not bragging on myself, but Dad caught on pretty quick. Whenever I got interested and wanted to race, he jumped right in there with me and helped me. But to this day, and I'll be 37, telling my age, I'll be 37 here in July. But I've never done drugs. I've never drunk alcohol. I never got into anything like that. And why? I'm sure that the Lord was looking over me, absolutely, and I believe that honestly. But Dad kept me interested. Dad kept me at the kart track, and I didn't have time to get in trouble because I knew if I wanted to race, I had to be at home, getting ready, working on the go-kart, getting the go-kart ready, and heading to the track on Friday and Saturday nights. I was at the go-kart track. Dad was there with me. I was having a good time. It wasn't boring. I wasn't just sitting at home in my room not being allowed to do anything. I was at the track and I was competing and I was interested, and he was keeping me interested, and I think that's part of my testimony. So really, at the end of the day, I don't think it was a waste of time. I don't think it was a waste of money. I think it was a way to keep me out of trouble, and I thank God every day for that. That I didn't ever get into drugs. I never got into partying. I never got into drinking and things like that. I just, Dad had me at the track, and that's what I done. So racing, it's great. It's good to get kids involved. Your kids need to be involved. They need to do things. You need to keep them interested in things. That way that they don't have an opportunity, they don't have a chance to get into stuff that they don't need to get into. But that's just a little bit of history in kart racing. So there's several years there racing in the Dixon name, so it's great, great sport. Some of the other things that I want to do is go over our results, go over what we do weekly here at Dixon Kart Racing. I talk like it's a big team, and it's not a huge team. My dad helps me a lot, and several others. I got several people that help me along the way and get in there and grind. So we're not no huge team. I pretty much work out of my garage at home, and very small team. But I'm Dixon Kart Racing, and we have a good time. Talked a little bit about the history of Dixon Kart Racing, how we got into kart racing, and how things evolved over the years. 2020 season, we rolled out. Our first race was May 16th down at Checkered Flag Kartway in Danielsville, Georgia. Really, it had a little bit of a break. Been testing and working and building some engines and things the past year, and really got tied up in that, and actually didn't get many opportunities to race in 2019. Finished strong in 2018. We actually won the points championship over at Foothill Speedway, the Super Bowl of the Upstate over there. I really like that track over there, and Brad Bracken does a great job over there promoting that track, and it's a lot of fun over there. And we won the championship there in sumo and in super heavy in 2018. Again, 2019 was a little bit of an off year for us. Getting into engine building, was testing engines, building engines, and ran into some hiccups and different things, and technical difficulties, mechanical failures, and man, what a roller coaster year it was. But rolling out in 2020, we rolled on down there to Carnesville, Georgia at Checkered Flag Kartway. First time out in 2020. First time out in probably 8 or 9 months, even sliding down into the seat of a go-kart, and found out real quick that I was out of shape and had a ways to go to be able to compete and to get my skill level back to where it needed to be. But I felt like we had a really good day. We went down there first time out. Hadn't been to Danielsville in a while to race down there, and was good to see a lot of people down there that I hadn't saw in a while. But we rolled out super heavy and sumo and had a bad qualifying. We qualified bad. We had a chain jump up on our gear guard right as we went out to qualify for super heavy, and that kind of messed us up there on the gear ratio, and we wasn't able to get a good qualifying run in super heavy. Went out in sumo and qualified right behind Jonathan Bowen, second place, and rolled out for the main event, running second in sumo behind Jonathan. A good race there, and always good clean racing with Jonathan, and enjoyed that. And went out in super heavy and finished 8th there. Felt like the kart was fast, just a lot of traffic to work through, and that day it was a dust bowl and one groove to race, and really had a hard time seeing out on the track. But I felt like we had a good strong day rolling out that week for the first points race down at Checkered Flag Kartway. We'll talk a little bit now about our last race, which was Saturday, June the 6th. We went down to Checkered Flag Kartway for the second points race of the season, and we had a really good day. We felt good, and went down there. Man, wow, packed house at Shiloh yesterday. Wasn't expecting that. Rolled in, and whenever we got there, it wasn't but about 2 parking spots left to put a trailer in, and man, they had a packed house down there. They had a super heavy money race that paid $500 to win, and man, a big super heavy class. I think there was 25 karts in that class. We rolled out and qualified. I believe it was 12th out of 25. Wasn't a great run, but hey, we was in the middle of the field and didn't feel too bad about it. Rolled out for sumo qualifying again. Qualified second behind Jonathan Boeing in sumo 450. Went in, we made some adjustments, we made some changes to the kart to try to get faster. We rolled right out for the main event in Clone 450, and it was a really good race. Had a fast kart, couple of opportunities. I probably could have made a move on Bowen to get around him, but I like to race clean if all possible, and I just never could get a real good clean run on him. Again, it's been a while since I've been in a seat. I gotta hit my marks. That's the thing about kart racing. You got to be consistent. You got to have consistent lap times. And unfortunately, I just wasn't consistent. And I could tell myself. I could tell when I looked at the lap times when I come off the track. And that's just, I'm going to have to get better every week and get back to hitting my marks at the track down there at Shiloh. So rolled out for the sumo main event again. We finished second behind Bowen. It was a really good race. And then we rolled out in super heavy. 25 karts took the field in super heavy. We in the number 33, we started in 12th position. And man, another green to checkered race. With that many karts, that is amazing. We didn't have any cautions during the whole race. We was able to come from 12th to 10th. The go-kart was loose the first 5 laps. I felt like I was on marbles. My tires finally came back, and we slid in there and just moved up to 10th place and got in a groove and got comfortable and just had a good strong finish. I was satisfied with a 10th out of 25, and you can't never be not satisfied with a second place finish, especially racing against that 944 Jonathan Bowen. Just a couple of things before we wrap up here with this episode of Dixon Kart Racing today. A lot of people probably don't even realize how many people's involved in kart racing right here in our community in Clayton, Georgia. We've got several people that's in kart racing here. Scotty Chappell works down at Pritchett Tire. He races. He's kind of taking a little bit of a break right now, but I don't think it'll be long that we'll be seeing him back in the driver's seat and rolling with that. Scott Waters. I don't know if y'all know if you know Scott Waters over there off Valley Street. He's with Mike Dodgens, and they're racing. Got a pretty good team made up over there. You got Cason Daly, red plate rookie, just starting out. Already got 2 wins under his belt. Cason has, and doing really good. I like to see young kids getting in the sport to keep the sport going, and that's what it's all about. So Cason's really come out strong racing this year, and doing a really good job. And if he stays interested in it, and I think he's going to make a good driver. But Scott Waters, Scotty Chappell, Gil Brooks, he's over. I don't actually know if he lives in Rabun County or not, but I've known Gil a long time. I used to race with Gil back 20 years ago. Back when we used to race years ago, we was in different classes, but Gil's over there. Brooks Marina, he's got Brooks Marina over there on 197, and like I say, I'm not sure if he lives in Rabun County, but I know he's over there, right there in the corner, and the marina's in Rabun County, I believe. But Gil Brooks, Scott Waters, Scotty Chappell, myself, Marty Dixon. That's quite a few kart racers right here in our small community. We had one come out yesterday, first time out on the track, first time getting in the hot seat and driving, was Brooks Coley down there off of War Woman. He had a decent day. First time he's ever been on the track. First time he's ever been in a go-kart, racing go-kart, and he went out and just got faster as the day went on. We're just trying to get him some seat time, get him to feel comfortable, and just let him grow and hopefully do better every week and stays interested. But it was good for him to be rolling out. Kart racing takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work, and but it's a lot of fun. And if anybody's interested in, I'd be more than welcome to give you a hand to help you get started in the sport, help you out, try to point you in the right direction. I don't have all the answers, and I don't know anybody that does, because it evolves every week and it's different every week, and we just have to do and go with what we have. Anyway, a lot of tracks around us. We have several tracks, not too far away from us. Like I was saying, we got the used to be the Georgia Karting Complex down in Carnesville, Georgia. Just recently changed their name to Carnesville Speedway. They're going to start hosting different events down there that's not just kart racing, but some other events. You got Checkered Flag Kartway in Danielsville, Georgia. You have, like I was talking earlier, you have Foothills over in up above Easley, South Carolina. You've got Warrior Creek over there in South Carolina. That's not too far of a drive. You have Gabby's. It's a little bit of a ride, but it's down a little bit further south of us, down around the Monticello area. And kart racing is a great sport, and we really enjoy, and I really enjoy racing. Just want to go over the winners down there. I got a list here of the winners down at Checkered Flag this past week with 176 entries. Man, it was a crowd down there at Danielsville at Checkered Flag, and Shane and them done a great job. Unfortunately, curfew got them, and they wasn't able to finish all the mains and had to pay out by qualifying. But that's just sometimes part of it. They had some issues with the track. right off the bat, and just want to say thanks to them for putting on a show there each and every week, and giving the racers a place to race. And you can't make everybody happy, and you can't always satisfy everybody, so that's just part of it in anything you do. But 176 entries strong at Shiloh. That's what it used to be called, was Shiloh. Some of us call it Shalladega, but it's a checkered flag cartway now. Sumo 450 rolling out with a win was 944 Jonathan Bowen. Predator 350, the number 1, Gil Brooks. Clone medium number 94, Zach McAllister. Man, them McAllisters has been in it for a while. There were several McAllisters racing back 20 years ago. Amateur number 00, Seth McAllister. Predator 375, the number 1 of Gil Brooks. Green plate number 4, Blaze Marcus. Small block number 46, Scott Waters, Clayton, Georgia. Predator 425, number 55, Jerry Holmes. Super Heavy 281, Brady Whitehead. Purple plate 007, Nicholas Stiles. Amateur 375, here's another McAllister 00, Seth McAllister. Pro Super Heavy taking the sweep again, number 281, Brady Whitehead. Pro Purple, the number 4, Cohen Dove, Andrew Dove's son, took the win there. It was a good race in the Pro Purple race. Came down there the last couple of laps. Clone Heavy, regular heavy, number 94, another Zach McAllister win. And Junior Predator, number 26, I believe it was, Hunter Goldsman. But what a great day of racing, man. It was hot early on, and kind of overcasted there on us and cooled off, but it was a great day racing. We had some strong finishes, had a fast cart most of the day, and really nothing to complain about. Hey, like and share this video. Give us some comments, things, if you think this may be something good that you'd like to watch week in and week out, and we'll see what we can do in putting this together. But I've really enjoyed sitting and being part of this, talking about kart racing. It's a passion. It's deep into my heart. It's deep into my system. I really like to see new people get involved. I like to see new people come out to the track, and I'm always more than willing to help you in any way. Hey, we're signing out here. Dixon Kart Racing from right here in Clayton, Georgia. I hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in. Maybe next week. I don't know if we'll be back next week. We may wait until the next points race, which is June 27th down at Checkered Flag Cartway. But hope to see you soon, and thanks for listening.